Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by my channel. I'm glad that you decided to visit. It's good to have you. My name is Sharon and welcome. So listen, I want to talk about things pertaining to those of us who are of a certain age. I don't like to use the term old, but I will use the term seasoned. And I think that has more meaning than just saying, older people, because when you're seasoned, you have more wisdom, certainly more experience. You've had more hard knocks and learned lessons from them, and you are at a position now where you can pay it forward by helping those behind you come up higher, by encouraging those who are where you once were and helping them take another step forward. And I am discovering, being in that age bracket of, a certain age, as we say, of being a mature woman, being a seasoned woman, and a woman of God. I am discovering that there are some challenges to this season in life. Just as there's no manual to tell you how to raise a child or how to be a teenager or the best way to be a wife to a husband that has your husband's personality, or to be a husband who to someone who has your wife's personality. There are no manuals for that kind of thing. And likewise, there's not a manual to teach us how to age gracefully, how to just keep enjoying life in this age bracket. And so I want to just chat about that a little bit. So let me preface this by saying I am not a professional therapist. I don't try to pass myself off as one. I'm not a professional behaviorist or a social worker or anything like that. I'm not a psychologist, but I am somebody who likes to just talk things out. I've learned that a lot of times if I just talk it out, God will speak to me through me. And so perhaps, that will happen with you as well, as we collectively just discuss this. I'd love to hear what your challenges are, or how are you handling the whole process of entering into a new era in life and maintaining your peace of mind, your happiness, your understanding where you fit in terms of just different segments of society. Because this is sometimes I find it a little challenging. It's kind of a struggle, and I guess that is to be expected, because whenever you start something new, it's always going to be challenging, because the truth is when you come into a new era, you haven't been there before, and so it's not familiar to you, and what you used to do doesn't fit where you are, and you're trying to figure out what you're supposed to do, and you can't read the future, so you just have to be present right now. And so there are just some things that I am finding that it's a little challenging, but I'm just going to walk it out one foot in front of the other. And, on this channel, I like to talk about different things in terms of those that affect us in this area and the stage of getting older. But I also want to keep it light and fun and not real heavy. Unless something heavy comes up, we're just going to chat about it. So one thing I wanted to discuss today is the fact that I don't feel my age. I will tell you, I'm 65, and I don't feel it, and I'm hoping I don't look it. But if I do, then so be it, because it's not like there's something wrong with being 65 or looking 65 or older or younger. I mean, we look the way that we look, but you know, other people's opinions don't define us, right? And so, one of the things for me is still embracing the youth that I feel inside, but not trying to carry myself in a youthful way. And it's kind of confusing to me, because it's confusing to try to explain it, because I don't want to come across as, your typical old lady, because I don't feel that at all. But also, with the same token, I don't want to come across as someone in their 60s trying to act like I'm still in my 20s or 30s. I want to be age appropriate, but then I'm trying to figure out, well, what does that really mean? Because age appropriate, do I just go by someone else's opinion of what age appropriate is? Because to someone else, age appropriate for me might mean me just sitting down, crocheting and watching TV all day. And that's not to say sometimes I will do that, but I don't want to do it all the time. I still like, I love makeup, as you can see. I actually put on some makeup today to come and chat with y'all. My hair is in locks. I grow my hair out. I like being stylish. I still like fashion. I like to decorate. I like, to go and have lunch or dinner. I'll go places by myself. I'm very much an introvert and very much a loner. And so I have grown over the years to learn to like me. People say, well, I love me. And I think that is true, because you're going to take care of yourself, right? If there's a train coming, you love yourself enough to move out the way of that train. But I think a lot of times people don't necessarily like themselves. They've not grown to the point of liking their own company and being their own friend and liking different aspects about themselves. A lot of times we look for others to validate us and make it seem like we're okay in their opinion. So then we figure, oh, well, we must be okay. But I would like for us to start realizing that we are okay according to our own opinion of ourselves. And the thing about what I've discovered in terms of spending a lot of time alone is that I've had to discover me. I've had to learn who I am outside of and aside from what other people say and how other people define me. Because sometimes people have tried to define me in ways that aren't even true. But, they want me to think less of myself, let's say, or to feel insecure about something, or even to feel inferior about something. And I've come to realize that if those negatives were all true about me, that I'm not as good as someone, or I'm not as smart as someone, or I can't succeed, or whatever the negatives have been that have come across my path, if all of that was true, those saying it wouldn't need to keep saying it, right? Because it would just be. You don't need to tell somebody you're nobody and nothing if they really are nobody and nothing. If you keep telling them that, that's just because you are trying to convince them of that. So then let's put the attention on you. What is it that you are trying to hide? What is it about you that you're trying to make someone else feel, negative or downtrodden about themselves? And I have experienced a lot of that over the years. It used to bother me because I grew up thinking something was wrong with me. And I wanted to figure out, how do I fix it so that I don't come across that way? And I could never figure out how to fix it until I start maturing in Christ and realizing that it's not that there's something wrong with me. This reflects those who have tried to instill that in me. they are trying to deflect attention off of them. It's like if I can put enough negative attention on you, then I can feel confident that other people won't put a lot of attention on me because maybe there's something I'm trying to hide. I don't want people to see those things that I feel insecure about. So I'm going to find somebody to just talk about negatively to everybody I can think of so that their negative attention will be on that person, and I'll get their negative attention off of me. And just coming to realize that, then I was left with, okay, well, I'm not what other people have tried to instill in me that I am. And, I'm not going to act like, oh, I'm just all that. But I kind of am. I'm saying that kind of humbly, as humbly as I can and not conceited at all. But I think there is beauty in being confident. I think there is beauty in being poised, being confident. That does not mean that you're arrogant or conceited, but I've just come to the point finally that I don't need someone's permission to be me. I don't need someone's permission to feel beautiful. I don't need someone's permission to want to feel beautiful and want to put on some makeup and want to, put on some earrings or a cute top or whatever. Whether I have on a cute top and some slacks or, some leggings and a beat up t-shirt, that's what I want to do. And it's not up to someone else's opinion of me. So anyway, I kind of got off on a tangent, but what I was really thinking about bringing to y'all today, and hopefully you'll chat with me in the comments, was about hair. So the reason why I'm thinking about hair and talking about hair is because I have gone through this back and forth decision to color my hair, and then decision, no, I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let my gray grow in. And I keep going back and forth, and I need to make a decision and stick with that decision. So for me, I mean, my gray is, it's growing on me. My whole hairline really is gray, and all the back is what Black women call our kitchen is gray. And then it's gray, the roots, in between. But I was coloring my hair as I got older. It seemed like I was coloring it so much that one day I just thought, this cannot be healthy, coloring my hair this often, because as soon as I would color it, by that weekend my roots were growing in. It would just be frustrating. So then I got the courage, this is several years ago now, to go on and let my gray grow in. And I liked it, but then I got tired of it, so I started coloring it again. Then I got tired of having to color it so much, so I let my gray grow back in. And recently I was just looking at my gray thinking, maybe I ought to color my hair again. But I know after a while I'm going to get tired of that and just let my gray grow in. And so I'm wondering if you have any challenges with your hair like that. Do you all color your hair, or are you letting your gray grow in? How do you feel about that if you are letting your gray grow in? Do you feel like it makes you look older or just more mature? Are you embracing it? For me, I do like my gray, and I am embracing it, but I like it colored also. And I do think that when my hair is colored, it gives me a more youthful look. But at this point, I have to answer my own question of, well, why am I trying to look youthful? If I do look youthful, then so what is that for? To impress someone, to please and appease someone? Because at this point, there's not a lot of people I feel like I need to impress. At this point, I kind of feel like somebody needs to be working on impressing me. So I will say that when I was coloring my hair, it wasn't for the purpose of looking younger, Mine really it was just for vanity. Quite frankly, very, just being vulnerable with y'all. It was for vanity. I just thought that I looked better with my hair colored. But then with me letting it grow in, letting my gray grow in, I like it like that too. And so I'm just wondering if other people are out there, like, vacillating back and forth about letting their gray grow in or coloring their hair. And if so, what is your challenge with either one? From, is it just vanity? Is it feeling insecure? Is it because of what other people might say? Or exactly what is it from your standpoint? But yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about today. I just want to get some other women's input in terms of their hair, because our hair is one of our most treasured things that we have, one of our most treasured possessions. And whether it's long or short, I mean, I've been growing my locks out for about 10 years now. And speaking of hair again, recently I almost cut all of my hair off because I decided that I wanted to wear it in a short, curly, like a close look, just a natural style and a natural, like a close cut afro, I guess you could say. And I used to wear my hair like that like decades ago. And I thought, oh, I'm going to do that again. And I almost cut my hair off. And then at the last moment, I heard this within me. If you cut your hair and you start missing your locks, that's going to always be a distraction for you. And I thought, yeah, that's right, because I don't know what the future may bring. I don't know if I have another 10 years in me to grow my hair back out. And I don't know if I would be up to the challenge of growing my hair out, So anyway, I just left my locks in and didn't cut it, obviously. But what challenges do y'all have out there regarding your hair? And going back and forth, making a decision, or how are you going to wear it? Are you going to color it? Are you going to go natural? Are you going to keep it straight? Do you wear wigs? Do you wear hair pieces? I have done all of that over the course of my years and enjoyed every single bit of it. So do you feel like people are trying to put you in a box, or do you exercise your freedom to do what you want and look the way that you want and be confident in how you look? And so I'm hoping that you are feeling very confident and will continue to feel confident. And that's today's topic. What's your struggle? What are your challenges regarding your age and regarding your hair at the age that you are? So again, this is Sharon. Thank you for stopping by my channel, and we'll have more chats like this on a regular basis. And I want y'all to be looking out for me, okay? Have a blessed afternoon. I love y'all. Take care now. Bye-bye.